Car dealerships in the UK are shutting down at an alarming rate.
Dealers are closing everywhere.
You've shut down your dealership, which is terrible news.
And my friend Archie is now a part of that statistic.
Yeah.
And it's scary.
Did you need to do it financially?
This can go wrong.
Yeah, it can go wrong.
So in the last 2 years, I've not earned any money. It's a nightmare. Why do you think dealers are closing? We were doing 15 to 18 cars a month selling. The most I've suffered mentally.
Really?
I wouldn't be here today.
Wow.
I had to talk to people online about it and say, this is what's going on. I think people are like, well, he's just given up.
And Archie's got a story to tell us about a nightmare situation that he's recently had with a seller return vehicle.
You've took full responsibility for this deal and you're now in a terrible situation.
But before we get into that, I want to know the answer to that big question. Why has Archie Hamilton shut down his car dealership?
This is very formal.
This is very formal, Archie. Let's break the formalness straight away, yeah?
How are we?
Thank you for coming down.
Mate, pleasure.
Welcome to Binker.
Mate, it's cool.
Welcome
I've
to
had
the
a little
office.
look around, it's cool.
It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, mate, it's wicked to be here.
Just so everyone knows, we wasn't planning to do anything super formal like this, like
No.
sat in the office with cameras on tripods. It's like a podcast. We started filming outside, it's just chucking it down out there, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is, yeah.
So, two main subjects of the day. One of them is you've shut down your dealership, which is terrible news. And you've had a bit of a nightmare situation with a car that you sold as well,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
kind of probably what's fueled this situation to why you've concluded that you kind of want to come away from having your own dealership.
Yeah, we could definitely, there's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Let's first rewind back, yeah, because I come to see you not last summer, summer 2024, and you'd basically just set up this deal. I think you were 6 months into your journey.
Yeah.
Your background, by the way, is you're a racing driver. Obviously, everyone knows you as a YouTuber as well.
Yeah.
So you've always done sort of filming supercars, if you like, you know, higher end cars, and racing. Do you race Porsches?
Race at Le Mans 24 hours.
That's
So, yeah, so it's pretty mad.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, so I've done all the racing from like Formula Renault, all around GT3, GT2, GT1, Le Mans 24 hours.
Are you still doing that now then?
I'm trying to do Le Mans again.
Blimey.
I might be doing it next year. I'm talking to a few teams.
So, what made you set up a car dealership? Like financially, I suppose.
Yeah.
Hard question to ask. Did you need to do it financially? Are you in a good financial position?
Yeah, I didn't know. It wasn't the case of that. It was more just like something where it's the dream, isn't it? Because my dad, he has Duncan Hamilton and Company, which is a company going for 70 years where they buy and sell classic cars. I wanted to keep the name going, so that's why I created my business. I think it's something which you think, oh, this is something for the future. This is really cool.
It's in your blood, like it's what your dad had built. So it made complete sense.
I want to keep the name going.
Yeah.
No one else is in the other. No family are in the other one. So let's do this one. And then that's how it all started.
You started doing it. You took on this unit, done an amazing. Even the branding. Credit for the branding. It looked really, really good.
It looked good.
Archie Hamilton Prestige cars.
Yeah.
So you got this lovely unit. You know, things looked good.
Yeah.
Your model really was mainly seller return.
Yeah, so to get going, as you know, to actually do it properly with loads of funds is hard from day dot, right? So seller return is the basic model.
Yeah.
Use your social media, promote it, get the car sold, happy days.
Perfect,
But there is only so much you can earn on that. That's the only thing. Scaling SLR is quite difficult.
So your day to day, you go into this unit on your own. You had a sales guy there as well. I remember when we were there. You're mainly trading in sort of, I would say 80 grand upwards. That was kind of your market, or 80 to 120 grand. Is that?
I'd say anything 50 grand onwards.
50 grand upwards, yeah?
Yeah, up to 200 grand.
So obviously buying them cars is you know, funding wise is expensive.
Yeah.
So seller returns. How many cars did you stock at the time? Seller return was the obvious way to go. That's what I was going to say.
We were doing 15 to 18 cars a month selling.
Okay, that's
at that setup.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
And how were you charging? Like, what did you have a set fee, or did you charge a percentage, or did it depend on the car?
Depending on, like, every customer was different. You would speak to one customer and you would say if it's over 150 grand that you need to have 7 or 8 grand in that, because you do have a big liability.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You know, it's not just as simple. You know what it's like.
Yeah.
But if it's 50 grand, it's not going to. Do you know what I mean? So one of the big things of that the seller return model is you have other dealerships which are lowering their prices to get more cars in. So effectively, you're up against big people. So people are like, well, why am I going to come to you? So you're like, well, social media, this and that. we'll do the job properly. So that's one thing which I've always been good at, the sale or return model, because people trust me because they see me every day online.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, he's not going to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's a big part of the problem.
They trust you. They already feel like they know you.
All about trust,
It's all about trust. They already feel like they know you.
Yeah.
And that's what's important with getting in the motor trade. Like, I want people to know that
they can trust you.
They can trust you.
Yeah. So if I'm giving my Ferrari to anyone, I can trust that Archie's not going to steal.
Yeah, and I think people look at the recent situation.
Yeah, what with GVE?
Yeah.
It's worth touching on that, definitely. You know,
because
it's scary.
Because I think people look at that and they go, it was massively in the spotlight, but I think you can see why things can. I mean, I don't know I don't know the full details.
No.
But I think what it does expose that this game is
volatile.
This game can go wrong.
Yeah, it can go wrong because they were doing a very, very good job of the business, social media. They had a good level of stock.
But then I got told by somebody today their overhead was 250 grand a month.
It probably was. It must have been.
It must have been.
It must have been. Yeah.
I know.
So to pay them bills, you've got to do a lot of sales. But then with them higher end cars, you can. They
must have had big margins.
Must have had. The issue there is, I suppose, sale returns when you're trying to. You sell a car, then you then got to pay the customer that owns the car, then you've got bills coming out in the middle. You kind of got to hold on to that money as well. You can't pay that customer off until you know that car's 100% out the door. So you generally, you probably, I think you said you do this, you hold the money for 14 days, whereas we hold the money we pay out 90% on day one, and we hold 10% for another 30 days. Because if the deal goes wrong for whatever reason.
But as when I spoke to you for advice on this car, you would have lost out.
Exactly, and this was an interesting point. Whereas GV or other dealerships might hold on to 100% for a long. Oh no, they might have paid out all of their customers on day one, and then customers that have bought the cars.
No, they didn't.
Okay, but
they didn't.
We won't go into that. Let's just assume some dealers might pay out 100% on day one. Yeah. So you sell a car for 100 grand, the fee's £10,000 for argument's sake. You pay the customer, the owner of the car, £90,000 on day one. You sold your car, there's your 90 grand. And then the customer that's bought the car for 100 grand has an issue with it in 14 days time, says they want a full refund. You give them 100 grand back for their car.
And you can in the first 2 weeks.
You can in the first 2 weeks, of course you can. You give them 100 grand back for their car, you've now got this car that owes you £100,000 that you wouldn't have even bought for 90 grand, because that's the reason why you got it on the sale or return in the first place. You've got to get 100 grand back. It's just completely backwards. That's where sale returns are really tough. Also, for someone like yourself, you might not have had 100 grand in the bank. You might have not even had the money. So then you give that customer a refund for his 100 grand car, which you want to do because that's your customer. You want to look after him. You're now negative 100 grand.
But the 2 weeks have gone by. You've paid for other stuff.
Bills, everything else has gone out the bank. You've now got this £100,000 car that you might have only bought for 85 grand if you'd got offered it from a private seller 2 weeks prior, and you've took full responsibility for this deal, and you're now in a terrible situation. So I'm going to assume that you might have found yourself in them situations. I don't know.
So with the current showroom, there hasn't been a specific problem there, just costs.
Just cost?
Yeah.
Okay.
That dealership has been run perfectly. Mega sales guys, business partners are in the trade for 25, 30 years. We're buying at the right money, we're selling at the right money. Just costs. That's it. Nothing else has been, no cars were backed, no that current setup, nothing, never had to buy a car back.
Okay.
Which is really good.
From that point of view, buying and selling was a nice process.
Absolutely bang on.
Okay, that's interesting.
Obviously, you're going to have a few cars coming back with, you said it was, you would fix that, and
that's
certain little things, teething issues, and I got my car, and can you do this?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a million moving parts on a car. We'll fix it. Everyone's happy. Job done.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So that's fine. Just costs of that showroom.
Yeah.
Is 50 grand a month.
And that's mad. You look at that, and I mean, it's an impressive unit, but it ain't a big unit.
It's 8,000 square foot, and it's 50,000. That's without me getting paid, by the way. I'm not getting paid in the 50 grand.
It's mad.
So when you do break it down, you've got rent, auto traders 5 grand a month, piston heads, wages, service charge for your rent, business rates, drivers to pick cars up, warranties,
mechanics, warranties are so much.
So warranties, if you don't upsell that warranty, you're paying for that warranty, which is fine by legal. You've got to do it.
Yeah.
But it adds up.
Yeah, of course it does.
You've got a warranty bill.
Yeah. End of the month, it comes out, you're like, oh, I forgot about that.
Do you know what I mean, though? It is mad.
It's mad.
And people forget they're there going, no. And you're like, but I, as you know, racing driver, love content, love making content. And I think my expertise were getting wrapped up in just, let's get some deals done.
Yeah.
But I love making content, I love making videos, and I just was almost in this circle.
Yeah, there's that as well.
Because when I've come here, it's very clear, you've got media guys, it's very like, media, this is what I do, I'm the YouTube guy.
Yeah.
Whereas I was almost the everything guy.
Yeah.
I was fixer, so, oh hi mate, I've got a left rear tyre's a bit low. I'm like, I'm trying to film a video on a, do you know what I mean though?
Yeah.
I'm trying to focus on, but your name's above the door. Your responsibility is, it's got to be right.
Yeah, it's got to be right.
Customer's got to be right.
Yeah. But trying to juggle that was tough.
I think I juggled too much at once.
Yeah.
And people might say, oh, well, you don't work hard enough. But you'd work till 9 till 9, hour and a half commute each way from London, every single day. It almost, you just juggle. There's only so much you can juggle. When someone says that, you're like, okay, well, work harder. But there is only so much you can do.
Yeah.
You've also got to create content to keep yourself relevant online.
Yeah.
Because if you drop too much off that, then your brand deals start slowing down. Then do you know what I mean?
Because you'd built this social media business that was still fully dependent on you.
100%.
So then you're doing this car dealership, which is kind of a passion thing.
But it's not the content people want to see. But with you, no, they do want to see it, but they don't want to see it on every video.
Or on your channel, because your channel wasn't dependent. It wasn't built as a car dealership.
But if I in the dealership 5 days a week and I don't have any other space and time to film anything else, that's all they're getting. But they also want to see you drive around a track and be like, talk about you doing Le Mans and like doing all the cool stuff.
Yeah, because that's what you are.
That's what I am.
So you then set up this dealership thinking this is going to be cool because it's quite hand in hand with what I do.
Yeah.
But it turned out that it wasn't good. So one, the business was difficult, and two, it didn't even have a positive impact on your channel, did it? Yeah,
for my mental health and channel, I think the most I've suffered mentally, mental health wise, was having those bills.
Really?
And I've never had that in my life.
Oh,
I've always been fine. And in terms of like my dad dying and all of this, I'm always like, okay, I'll get over the next hurdle.
Yeah.
I've never had stress like that.
Wow.
And I've never been in a situation where I can't even sleep at night. And then with that, I couldn't even sleep at night. And people are like, is he all right? Like, he looks a bit ill.
Yeah.
But I know the 50 grand's coming out at the end of the month.
Yeah. So you're feeling...
And you could get to the 18th of the month and you might have done 8 cars. And I'm like, unless it's 20 cars, we're going 25 grand the wrong way.
It's like the first day of every month, you're opening up and starting again. Because the bills...
Every single month, you're starting again. But the actual people in the business, unreal. Mm-hmm. So we have had to step in, and I saw they basically are very close to Bonneville's of Berkshire. Okay. You might have seen them on Auto Trader. They're in Reading. They're very good at what they do. Mm-hmm. They work together with selling Bonneville's order cars. They're very close friends. We basically came up with the idea with, look, in that current setup, that's not working. And that's just not going to work.
Yeah.
But they have a setup where they're down the road. We can still do the business and keep the name going with join it together.
Yeah.
My overheads drop.
Yeah.
All of that's gone. Auto Trader's gone. Everything else. My customer base of well over 1,000 people
stays with you.
Stays with me.
Take them there.
You take them with that.
Yeah.
Your name carries on. We have loads. We've probably got 10 SOR cars there at the moment.
Perfect. They're all profit. They're profitable.
It's all profit.
Yeah.
Because the overheads are £2 grand a month.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then when a few cars that are in that business will have 0 overheads.
That's amazing.
So now, from a negative, you've had to go through all of the rubbish and the stress.
Yeah.
You now have a business, whereas when you do an SOR car for £7 grand, you can actually give that customer more of an experience because you know that it's going to make money.
Yeah, because that's important as well. Because when you ain't making money, customers coming down, they're saying, I want this, I want that. You think, do you know what you're asking for is reasonable, but I'm actually losing money on this deal. So, and you've got that's a battle as well.
And also, I've never taken money out of the company. So in the last 2 years, I've not earned any money.
So you're doing 18 cars a month at your old unit.
Yeah.
With an average, I don't know what your average margin. Let's say between
5 and 8.
So how was you not earning money? You must have got to the end of the month and you got money in the bank, surely. Was it the pressure of the bills that got you down?
No, so I think, so on a good month it's 15. if let's say you had a month, so on a good month of 15, 16, you're fine.
Yeah.
You can do them, anyone can do the maths.
Yeah.
But the difference is £6,000 isn't £6,000.
It's not.
Because you've got VAT, you've got tax, you've got all the other bits that come out. You've got to put a provision in there for a few problems here and there.
Yeah.
That comes down.
Yeah, of course it does.
So then my point being, at £15,000 a month, that's when the business would actually break even pretty much without me taking a salary, without anyone taking, like, business partners.
And you're taking all of that responsibility, all that stress, all them bank transfers, all that pressure.
If you went to 9 cars, problem. You've gone back 20 grand.
Yeah.
So if you month 2 go back 20 grand, or it's 30 grand, or it's whatever, or some months you might have that month, it might be more things that you've had to pay for other things. 30 grand, 50 grand, 80 grand. It is mental. Before you know it,
you're spent out.
It's a problem.
So for me, I kind of got used to having no money in the bank. The goal for us is always having zero money in the bank. If we've got money in the bank, we look at that as a problem, which most dealers will be like, I've never got no money in the bank. I'm stressed about this. For us, we've kind of conditioned ourselves to be like, if we've got money in the bank, that is a problem. The bills will always get paid, but we cannot have money sat in our bank because whilst it's sat there, it's not earning us money. So we're constantly trying to spend out all the time.
But that's buying the car.
That's buying the cars, of course.
Yeah.
But then the bills come out and you get to the end of the month and it's like, we need to sell now, pay bills and go again.
Right.
But even for us, all of these years later, we're still, juggling it all, spinning plates, trying to make it work. It is challenging, but it is it's mad to think, because naturally you think, like we're a big business, like well over 100 cars, we've got loads of staff, massive overheads.
Yeah.
You'd think, sometimes you think, should we reduce the size of the business? And that might, reduce the bills, and it might be easier to get in that profit area.
Have you ever spoken about your overheads here?
Yeah.
But it's probably expensive.
It's expensive.
Okay.
So I would say like bare basic 100 grand a month. I need to earn 100 grand a month. If we don't do 100 grand a month, we're going backwards.
Really?
I don't even think 100 grand will pay for the bills. So we need to do 100,000 pound a month. And that there is pressure. But then I say that, now we're at a point where we've been doing this so long.
I know.
That we've just got cars coming at us. People want to sell cars every single day of the week. And we've got people that want to buy cars off us every single day of the week. So we've just got to accommodate it. We've got a team of valeters, a team of buyers, a team of sellers, a team of mechanics. We've got loads of garages around us that we work with. So we've now, and even the social media team. So we've now built lots of teams of people that manage all of their areas. And
it works.
And it works.
Yeah.
But when you're in the situation that you were in, it's just you and your unit with your right-hand man. That was like me with my brother. And I'd say to my brother, I want to do YouTube videos. And he'd be like, do you know what, this is important that you do YouTube videos, Cal. But, in fact, that's him ringing me now. I'll tell him, I'm just filming a YouTube video, Leon. we're just talking about you, funny enough. Yeah, we're upstairs, yeah. All right, that's cool. You called at a very good time, to be fair, because we was literally just talking about my brother's running the dealership. So it's all good. Yeah. You actually are on it. All right, well, yeah, get it bought. That's what I think. It sounds like a nice car.
Yeah, cool.
All right, see you later. But he couldn't have called it a better time, could he? How good is that? But that's a perfect example. So support from my brothers has been massive. Like, they're just like, Calvin, you concentrate on social media. You're good at it. Keep doing it. And I love it. I still love it now. I love being on camera. I love
You've always been passionate about it.
I do like it. But doing a dealership, back in the day when we started, 7 days a week we were running the dealership. Every single evening without fail, I'd go home, I'd edit videos every single night. And I'd film bits in the day and edit every night. It's challenging, it's tough. Doing that where you were at, and I remember you saying to me, Cav, how do you do it? And I was like, well, the way that I've done it, over years, I've built this team and we managed to do it now.
Yeah.
But I can see that was tough for you.
Yeah.
That is tough.
Juggling that is a lot. And then now, I wouldn't be here today. Not a chance.
Really?
No way. Because I'd have to clean a car, it's getting ready to go.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
And I knew that we needed more staff, but to get more staff, the overheads would have gone to 65 grand a month.
So then you're thinking,
I'm
going that way, and
now we're going that way, and that's the only way it's going to work properly.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it kind of that was kind of
like when I was like, right, well, if we can do something which benefits Bonneville's,
Yeah.
Benefits us, benefits me with my content, keeps the business going.
Yeah.
So it's, we're all here to, make money. More money to buy cars than ever.
Yeah.
Because my business partners are great and they can always buy cars and everything else.
Yeah.
So we've got more money to buy cars, more money to make content, more money to grow the business properly, and effectively make the business money.
And you've got time to do
and
your
I've got
social media
time
stuff.
to do this social media
Like
as well.
being here today.
So it's the perfect model for me. So
Perfect.
for me, but you think of a model and you think it's just going to be like that and work straight away. But to move all the cars and get it through and go through, like you've got to go on. I had to talk to people online about it and say, this is what's going on. And I think people are like, well, he's just given up. He's selling it. But then they don't see the reason why you're doing
the
it.
mindset behind it, yeah.
Because this is the future of what the business is going to be.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So that's what, now it does make 100% sense. And also, this month, we've had a slow start. We've done a couple of cars.
Yeah.
But we don't have to hit that target.
Doesn't matter.
The bills are paid this month.
Yeah.
I've never had that before.
Yeah, because you're basically piggying back off the back of their dealership essentially. So their bills, they're paying their bills, and you're in there doing
the bills are paid, and now it can make money. Whereas before, even though it's a number, it's just it's a big showroom with lots of cars and lots of responsibility. But to get to that, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So in my head, I'm like, it's either making money or it's not. Forget the number.
Yeah, no, it does make complete sense.
Like it's like numbers are irrelevant if it's not making any money.
Yeah.
So I was just like that. So so the stress that I went through with that, and then now I like to think that I could pick up the phone to you and say, "Oh, hi mate, we don't want it. Do you want it?"
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Whereas before, I've got to drive this there for 111 check, and I've got to get that, and that guy's coming back at 2 o'clock to do that, and then he's doing that. Oh, hi mate, can you quickly speak to him? He's got, he said we'll give him a tank of fuel. All right, mate.
All these little jobs, they take time as well.
And I know I might sound like a bit of an idiot, but trust me.
No, I know what that demand feels like.
And you're trying there just to, do all your... Look, now I'm happy where... I've been through it, and I'm happy we've come out the other end, and the business still exists.
Yeah.
And we are a lot luckier than a lot of dealers in this country, which we spoke about when I came in.
Yeah.
That dealers are closing everywhere.
They actually are, and that's obviously why I wanted to get you down, because it's an interesting conversation. It's it's a hot topic at the minute. Lots of dealers are in fact, there's one just down the road. I messaged them last night because I was curious to are they closed down for negative, or like, are they upscale? I don't know, but there's a closed dealership down the road.
How did you know they closed?
Because all the cars are gone.
Oh wow!
They've literally just disappeared. Not overnight, but I drive past them every night on the way home from work, and I've noticed slowly all the cars are emptying, and now the site's just empty.
Wow!
It's like all the signage is gone.
Why do you think dealers are closing?
Overheads, definitely overheads,
Yeah.
and companies like car dealing is as simple as buying and selling, yeah, and then you've got the bit in the middle. Well, if selling is competitive, you've got to bring your price down. And then if buying becomes competitive, which it has done over recent years because of companies like Motorway and auctions and online platforms, that margin is now this big. Additionally to that, you've now got increase in rents, increase in business rates, increase in wages, increase in electricity,
minimum wage.
Minimum wage has gone up, all of this. So then now, that margin that we used to get 10 years ago, no competition with buying, as much competition with selling, not as many overheads in the middle. Our margin used to look like that, whereas now it's looking more like that.
Yeah.
And now everyone's saying, well, what we need to do is we need to get on social media. For those that have got on that bandwagon early, they're managing to, open that back up. But lots of people today are thinking, well, I've either got to get on social media and go full steam ahead with it, because that's seemingly like the obvious answer today. That might change. Or shut down my business and go and do something else. Maybe go and do a few from home. That's something else that people are considering. Just one sell the odd car from home.
It's the business rates.
It's the overhead.
It's almost like I felt a little bit out of control with all that. So like your rent's going to go up, and you're hoping your rent doesn't go up. You're hoping the business rates don't go up.
Yeah.
You're hoping the service charges don't go up. And then you're like, actually, Auto Trader is about to go up. So where you're squeezed at the moment to 50 grand a month, next year that might be 60. Buy loads of little things.
Year on year it goes up.
And, that business, I'd say in 5 years that could easily be 100 grand a month.
Yeah.
Because you would need the staff. You would drown without the staff.
Of course.
So then I have to look at that and think, is that going to work? And you do have to take a step back because you do need to protect all your customers. You do need to protect everyone's cars, everyone's money. So you do have to make a calculated decision on what is working and what's not.
Yeah.
If you want to fight to the bitter end and you want to do that, that's where I think it goes wrong.
Yeah.
I think if you make a decision, which I did, because I had someone to take the lease over.
Yeah.
So I was at the
that's
lease.
good.
Yeah. So the lease, the lease agreed to take over, and we had the agreement like that. So I was into a 5-year lease, but the lease was
But you managed
surrendered.
to get out of that. That's good. What month did that happen?
So we had 2 months of where we had to pay the rent.
Okay. But what month of the year? I'm just curious. What month of the year was it?
October.
Because the end of the year is like
October, November.
winter sets in.
I'd say November the 6th was when we made our final decision of announcing it. But it was around about October where I was like, okay, well, I'm going to make a final decision here. Me and my business partners got together and we were like, this is what we're going through.
Yeah.
We did speak to a few other dealers as well to see if they wanted to do it. But Bonneville's is down the road. They've been in business. They're great. They're buying. It's a lovely little family community.
Yeah.
It's down the road from me from London.
Perfect.
It worked. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was almost like everyone was on the same page.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think that some people, when you say people are just closing, in my head, I could never be that guy that's just like, oh, close, poof, the end. Because of social media.
Yeah.
And I'm too of a proud person to leave anybody out of pocket.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
No, that's important.
It's very important that everyone, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And my worry was obviously you see GVE
Yeah.
and you see people, how many people weren't paid for SOR cars?
Seemingly.
And I'm not
quite a
there to
lot.
have a go. I'm
No,
just saying
I know,
a
I know.
fact.
Yeah.
And it's scary.
Yeah,
That is scary.
It is scary, and it puts the frightenings on everyone, doesn't it? Like even customers who's not here, but
And I want to get
other
that
dealers.
trust back, not trust back, but like with the setup now, it's great. People can drop the car off. They've been in business in 25 years. They can see how it is, and
It's just better.
it's better, mate. And the trust is everything on SOR. So if people trust me and they see what it is and how it works, and with the new dealership,
Yeah.
they will give you their car.
Yeah,
But I think people got a bit scared with the GVE thing.
yeah. It definitely caused a
On
bit
that
of a-
market, you might not have seen it so much because you buy, right? You buy a lot.
Yeah.
But honestly, I can tell you, it definitely.
It's definitely, if you've got a 200 grand Lamborghini today and you're giving it to a dealer to sell for you, that is scary. Like I say, it's scary. I understand if people are feeling a bit uncomfortable. In fact, we had one recently. The guy had never heard of us. He's got an Urban Defender. Wants to sell it with us. We made him an offer to buy it because it's too low. And I said, I didn't say, I said to my brother, we'll sell it for him. We'll sell that. That's a proper bit of us. We'll sell it for him. But this is how we work. We pay you 90% on day one when we sell it. And the other 10% we return you after 30 days on day 30. He said, I'm not doing that. I want 100% on day one. I said, well, tough. Don't worry about it then. He said, there's no way I'm leaving my car with you and you give me 90% when you sell it. He said, that's ridiculous. I said, I agree it might sound ridiculous, but I'm not taking full responsibility. I'll buy your car off you. I don't want to sell it to you. I want to get more money for it. I said, well, you can't have it all your way. So we'll sell it for you, return you 90% on day one, the other 10% on day 30. No, he's gone. But the reason why he might have been a bit skeptical, I'm not saying because of GV, but because he's heard them stories, you know. Gave my car to this dealership, they've sold it, they've not paid me for it. It's scary, isn't it?
Do you think it happens a lot? Or do you think it's more? I don't think it. No.
It must do. Of course it does.
Yeah. It must do. Maybe we just don't
Of course
hear
it
about
does.
it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
But that's why even you said about reputation, the fact that your guys have been in business for 25 years.
Yeah.
All of that matters. Like if you're dealing with a company that have been in business for several years, they've got a reputation. You can also tell when you meet someone how much they value themselves, how much they value their name. Like you've talked a lot in this video about how your brand, your name, your dad's brand, you know, this is all important to you. The last thing you want to do is tarnish that name. So therefore, me as a customer, I'd actually have 100% faith in giving my car to Archie Hamilton because I know he ain't going to screw me over.
Yeah.
And you can feel that from someone when you're about to give him your car.
Yeah.
Can I trust this person? What's their background? What's their reputation? Some people have complete trust issues and they can't trust nobody, so therefore they ain't going to go
Can't even
anywhere.
trust the missus.
They can't even trust exactly. They can't trust their brothers, their sisters, their mums, whatever. But I'm a very trusting person, and I like to think that people do trust in us, and it works. It works, and I think that's important. You trust
Yeah.
Who you work
and my business partner, so they're traders by trade. So they used to work with my dad's company. So they would buy all the sort of part exchanges. So that's how I met them and how I know them. So
that's good.
Yeah.
So you've already, so you yourself.
They knew my dad.
Perfect.
So we knew everyone is family. We all stand together. We're one. Just, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not just me stand. So on the good times, on the bad times, but they're a business where any car they would buy, vans, cars, you name it, they're traders, and they will, once they give you a price, the price is the price, it doesn't change.
Yeah.
We recently just bought a car from Romans.
Brilliant.
I went in there, put the name in there.
Yeah.
We bought an RS6 on the same day.
Brilliant.
And that's what I'm doing now. So
you're like satellite, you can get out.
I'm getting out, I'm going to help the business in other ways.
Yeah.
And get my name into other things and help it grow in that way.
Yeah, bring your qualities
and bring value to them.
Yeah,
you know, if they're not going to do it, why are they going to do something that doesn't make any money? They're not.
Yeah.
But they value me similar to you, your brothers value you.
Yeah.
So they're like, get out, do social media. This is what we want. Go, 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 more. Mm-hmm. And that's what they want to do.
Yeah, it works. It works.
Relationships are what makes that business work. And I do think if you are just secluded to one location and one place at all times, I do think you're missing out on business.
Definitely. Well, it's kind of back to what we just said about why dealerships are closing. You've got this dealership that you're working with that I guess aren't so much, they're not big on social media. I don't know if they are or not.
No, they're not, no.
So then they've now got this face who is big on social media. They bring him into as part of the business. It makes complete sense.
Yeah.
You are a fully fledged, fully committed social media guy. So bringing you into the business was a great move.
Yeah.
For both sides.
Yeah, for everyone it works. I've got the business part on my side, they've got their side, everyone works, they buy cars together. There might be a car that will say, we'll buy that car, you sell that car, we're going to buy it, you sell it, and then obviously the money at the end.
Yeah.
He's got more cars because they've got more cars in stock. Mm-hmm. And we've got a business that works.
Brilliant.
So that's how the business is.
So that whole situation for you has ended positive. I say ended. It's continued in a positive direction.
Could have been horrendous.
Could have been horrendous.
And there are times where I thought,
this is horrible.
This is the end.
Yeah.
So now that we've got a better understanding of why Archie closed his business, let's now cover a situation that Archie had, which is how this whole conversation came around originally, where he called me a few weeks ago for some advice on a situation that he'd had in his final days at Archie Hamilton Prestige, where he'd basically sold a sale or return car, but the deal didn't go to plan.
So let's now talk about this situation that you had with
I can't tell you the exact car.
Oh, okay. Okay, no problem. But
I can tell you a car.
A car. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Is that fine?
Yep.
Sale or return car. Audi R8.
We're using Audi R8. Yeah.
Audi R8. Car goes to Audi for a health check.
Yeah.
Everything fine. All good. Car's been checked. Car goes out just before customer gets paid, and we did a car vertical check. And that's where it said the car was damaged.
Okay.
And that's when I spoke to you.
So hold on, so the car had gone out at that point? Yeah?
Yes.
So the car went out?
Yeah.
And you thought, I'm going to do a car vertical check on this car?
Because I was sceptical anyway, right? Just because I had a feeling something wasn't right.
Okay.
But I'd still checked it. But something wasn't living right in my head. Does that make sense? Have you ever had that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never done it before. As in like sometimes it happens. Do you know what I mean? So it was like.
So yeah, I do that sometimes. Sometimes I'll just triple check. If I'm a bit
triple check. Because once your money's paid to that customer,
then it's all on you.
It's all on me.
So you've done a check on the car when it came in.
Yeah.
It's gone out, and you've just had this moment where you thought, let me just do a car vertical check on this car. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And on the check, what did it show?
Damage.
What? So it wasn't categorised?
No, but it had damage.
Okay.
And I didn't know what that meant.
So I've actually got an example of a car that I got offered the other day, and it's exactly the same. Obviously, Car Vertical, the sponsor of the channel, and this is, of course, the perfect opportunity to get them in the video because Archie's had this headache. We'll continue the story shortly, but when you do a car vertical check, you're looking for all green ticks. So green tick on the mileage, green tick on damage, to say that it hasn't had any negative mileage history, negative damage history. This car here, and finance and so on, theft. So it's got 2 green ticks on the finance and the theft, ambers on the mileage and the damage. Click damage, it's not categorised, this car.
This is what happened to me.
This car has got front end damage. I actually looked over the car and you could see that it had paint on the front end of the car. So didn't put me off the car. I said to the customer, it gave me the indicator. I was like, let me just double check that this is all right. So I looked in there and it was all right. You can see it had paint, okay? It wasn't nowhere near as valuable as an £80,000 R8, so it wasn't the end of the world. But it did give me that information. It gave me ammo to whether I wanted to buy that car or pass on it, yeah? So you've done a check on this car. By the way, Car Vertical, link below. When you do a Car Vertical check, code CCD to get 20% off. You've done a check, you've seen something similar to that, and you've now sold the car. So the car's gone, customer's happy, customer doesn't even know about it.
No.
You called me about this situation. This is how this video has come about. You called me and said, Cal, I've had a bloody nightmare. Can we have a chat about it?
Yeah. So at this point, I'm abroad.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to sort it all out. But that car needs a health check. An independent health check again. Before the money gets paid. Because otherwise, once you've paid...
So you hadn't paid him at that point?
Because it was within the 2 weeks.
Okay, yeah. So you're thinking, before I pay him, let me just do a Car Vertical check. You've done the check.
And it's flagged.
Yeah.
But it's not categorised. So anyway, we pulled it in, we did a check, and there was damage.
Yeah.
So, or a lot of money to get that car to a working standard of where it has. Now, I'm not going to throw the main dealer under the bus, but that went to a main dealer health check before.
Yeah.
But
they wouldn't look out for that.
I know what you mean. No, but the actual general condition of the car was probably needed a bit more work than it. Anyway, whatever.
But from your point of view, you've looked over the car, it's lovely. You put it in for an Audi health check, it's passed, yeah?
Yeah.
You then sold that car and done this check on it, realised it's got damage on it. You've then called the customer. This is the bit I'm sort of interested in.
Yeah.
You've then called the customer that's bought the car.
Yeah. How
did that conversation go? I've got some bad news for you.
Yeah. This is going to sound crazy, but this has come up. This report has come up, and I'll show you. But we need to get the car. We need to get the car for a health check. But you might not want that car. We might be able to find you something else. But that specific car might be a bad investment.
Yeah.
Long term.
Yeah.
You might not be able to sell that car in 6 months.
Because it's got damage or had damage.
He was super chilled about it.
Yeah.
And we got it for the health check. Everything else. Anyway, in the end, it all sorted itself out because...
So hold on, you got it in for an independent health check.
Yeah.
And they've flagged up that it's got damage, so it confirmed that Car Vertical check was right.
Yeah.
You've then got... you've now got this car back in your unit, and it's got damage on it. You've sold it as a clear car with no damage on it.
Yeah.
Customer's happy with the car at that point. Or not happy, but he's a bit gutted probably because the cars that he's bought's got damage on it. But
he was still happy to pay less for the car.
So did you offer that to him? So you said to him...
So I said, is there a price you would? And he gave me a price that he would, which was lower.
Yeah.
By about 15, 20 grand.
Okay.
But the other customer didn't want to do that.
So then I was going to say, then you've got this other customer on the side of it, the guy that owns the car.
Correct.
He's waiting for his money.
Also, at the start was very much like, no, I don't know anything of this. And then I ended up speaking to him. We ended up talking loads, and he was just appreciative that we could get his car back.
That's good.
And that's the situation you got to juggle.
Yeah.
But you're juggling two people at the same time, being like...
That is always a difficult thing with seller returns.
But the key is to make sure at the end of this, both people are happy.
Yeah.
And it's going to be this is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
However you look at it, it's a nightmare because it doesn't fix overnight.
See, the thing is, the car's not categorised. It's had was it a bit of paint or was it damage? You know, there's a difference there.
Yeah, I think rear quarter damage.
Okay.
So it has had damage.
It's probably had a replacement rear quarter then, maybe.
Yeah, there was some thing, but then when the independent health check was sent to the customer who bought the car, there were things that the main dealer didn't pick up on, and then suddenly he was like, well, that's a car which actually, to get it to a road to being the car he wants, is probably 25 grand, 20 grand.
Okay.
So then I gave him the option, and that's why he'd offered 20 grand.
Okay.
Because he was like, well, I can get it to where I want it. I'm still happy to take it, which is quite good of him.
So £60,000 was the
correct,
figure.
Yeah.
In theory.
But then in the end, it just ended up being a bit of a nightmare.
So you unwound the deal. He backed it.
Yeah, he backed it. And customer's been paid back for his car. Mental.
So
car trade, Calvin.
The car trade. So the Audi R8, where is it now? It's gone back to the customer.
Back to the original customer.
So he's got it.
Customer's been paid.
Okay.
New customer's been paid. He's going to go and buy another car.
Okay. So
that's the end of the situation.
You've now got
But this went on for a good 7 weeks over Christmas and everything else. The guy who has got his money back on the car, he's happy, but it just the process is it's not fun.
And also going back to my 2 scenarios, I said about £100,000 car earlier. If you just sold that car, if you'd have paid out that customer on day one, say your fee was 10%, £8,000. So you paid customer out £72,000 day one. You then do this check, or the customer does a check a week down the line, says, I'm not happy, I've just bought this car off you for 80 grand and it's got previous damage on it, I want a refund.
But what happens if it's after the 2 weeks though? Doesn't matter.
I think the fact that car's had a bit of paint, it's really difficult. The fact that it's had a bit of paint is a bit, I don't know, that's a bit of a funny one. It's not categorised. But that aside, you would have had to give that customer an £80,000 refund, yeah?
By law?
Yeah, you've got no leg to stand on. So you give them £80,000 refund. You've now got this car back in your life that you've paid 72 grand for, basically. And you don't want to buy that car for 72 grand. And that is where the sale or return model is very, very difficult. That is where dealers can get caught out. And that's answering that question earlier, why do you think dealers are closing down? I'm not saying that's the only reason, but that is one of the reasons why some dealerships are probably closing down.
And what I said to you earlier is you do see these dealers starting with 2, 3, 4, 5 SOR cars. I worry for people like that don't have the reputation and everything. And it's all solely SOR and they're only a small little dealership out of a little unit. And I think to myself, it just takes one guy to back a car.
And you ain't earning enough. You need to earn good money out of them cars to make that responsibility worthwhile. If you're only earning 1,500, 2 grand out of them cars,
or even if it's 5 grand a car,
it's not worth it.
It's still not 5 grand. When I know you look at it when the money comes in the bank and the customer's been paid, it's 5 grand. But then you've got your VAT return, and it's not 5 grand.
When you've got consumer rights and you've got...
And Auto Trader's a killer because that's all plus VAT. And that is, when that goes out, it's a bit like, what,
yeah,
4.5 grand plus VAT?
Yeah.
Bang!
Gone.
Okay, you're going to claim at the end of the quarter, I get it.
No,
it's not the
it's
point.
Still cash flow, isn't it?
So, yeah, interesting chat.
Interesting. So, on the plus side, your channel's now, you know, you're putting more energy into your channel,
yeah,
which is obviously why you're here today.
Yeah.
I'll say why you're here today. Part of your new life plan is putting more energy. So, and you know, you're here today because you want to, you know, we're doing content.
Yeah.
The business side of things is in a better place, a healthier place,
yeah,
a more profitable place.
Yeah.
And you've done away with all these headache situations, I suppose. But you ain't got the pressure. Much pressure.
That pressure, I think, when you have those situations, you've got the pressure of what's going on. I think people don't. I think that's. But I'm sure there's loads of dealers across the country who'll be watching this, thinking, "I've had that situation." They might be able to relate to it.
I think the key point there is it's not really. We want it to be easy, but it's not. I don't know why we think it should be easy. That's one thing. I come to work every day expecting trouble, expecting problems.
You wouldn't expect a problem that big, though, would you?
No.
Okay, but flip it round, right? Was I too cautious on the R8?
Yeah, because from your point of view, you've done an Audi health check, you've done a generic online history check, yeah? And it's all fine. And you've done your own visual checks on it. The car's gone out, in your opinion, 100%. And the fact that
that's my
2018 car as well. Sorry, a 2018 car today is 8 years old. I think you'll not struggle. The majority of 28-year-old cars on the road today, the majority of them, or a lot of them, have had paint.
I agree, but we didn't know how bad it was because
and that's why you brought it back in.
Was saying 30 grand to the front, 40 grand to the rear.
And that's why you brought the car back, and it proved to be right. That one I just showed you there.
It proved to be right, but that I couldn't. I don't. You know what I mean? I'm just
credit, respect, amazing. I think what you've done there is incredible. I think you'll get a lot of compliments in this video because
I can't sleep at night if I know someone's driving.
Amazing. And
because you know what the motor trade's like. There are a lot of sharks.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that.
Nah.
I'm just here to just help and have fun, and if we can have a good time doing it, and we can get people in their dream cars, and we can also earn a bit of money out of it, that's all I want to do.
And when someone's spending £80,000, they deserve.
But that was the guy's first supercar. That's his 80 grand in cash, by the way. So you've got to remember, it's not easy to earn 80 grand in cash.
Nah.
It's very difficult. So my conscience was like, I can't do that.
Well done. Fair play. I respect that.
Be nice in the comments.
They will be. Cool. So, Car Vertical link below. Code CCD to get 20% off.
It's a great check.
Well, they are good. We use them as a dealership. So every single car we buy, we use them all the time. So for that exact reason. Your channel, link below. Did you start up a second channel? Are you still doing that?
I did, but juggling all of that is hard.
Forget that. Like, focus on Mr. Archie Hamilton Racing. That's your channel.
That's my channel.
Maybe get into doing a bit more racing stuff.
And maybe we'll take you around the track.
Yeah, I'll try. I'm not a great passenger, mate.
Just hold on.
Close my eyes.
Would you be all right in a GT3 car?
But
to strap you in?
Probably not. We'll see. We'll save that. Hold that thought for another day, yeah?
Well, let's plan some content where there must be something where we can collaborate in the future.
There's got to be something. Cool. We're going to film a video on Archie's channel as well. No idea what it's going to be, but we'll come up with something. And yeah, I'll link that below.
Thanks for watching.
Subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.